Firewall with default drop policy. What does it mean to set denial as the default policy? Okay, first, each connection load in both directions must be made explicit. Also, you must know perfectly what should be open and what should not. Also, it is much more difficult to maintain, and if it is done, it should be done from the beginning. Not everything is more work. It also means a much safer firewall. For this work, we have here this script. Like in the other videos, we have beginning with the application of the flush rules to delete all the rules that applied previously. Now here we have the setting of the default policy, but in this case we are to use a drop policy. You can see that here. Now we have full access to our firewall from our IP with these two commands, and for the rest there is not the access to firewall. To make this, you can use this um, this code. Now we need to begin to enter the rules for each server. First, we have the web server. To this server, we need to access the 80 port and access to our IP. Now, for the mail server, we have these rules to access to the port 25, 110, and 143. Now, to the access to the manage SNMP, we have these two rules, and also access to our IP to manage it. For the IRC server, we have the access to the port IRC with these two rules. Now we have here the access to our IP to manage it. For the new server, we have the access to the news port and access to our IP to manage it, and close the rest. Now, for the V2V server, we have the access to port 443 here and access to our IP to manage it. For the Citrix server, we have the access to port 1444 94, sorry, and with these rows here, access to an IP to manage it, to manage the Citrix server. Here, access to another port, maybe from database here, and here it's the same to access to other database. And now you can only need to copy this script and paste on the terminal to work it, to make work it. Here, paste, and we have here presented the result of the script. Okay, now remember that at the first video we have a script with a set policy. In this case, we are going to see that the script we made in the first video, but this time applying the drop policy. We have here the same as the flush rules applied. Here the setting of the default policy. Remember, in this case you need to use the drop policy, and start the filtering to leaving everything to our IP, To designer IP, we leave the enter for FTP use. To the port 80 of www must be open. Here we have the closing rules. Just two. Here with these rules you can close the range of ports of the node ports, and here close the other ports that are open. And it's the same, you need only to copy this and paste on the terminal here to see the result. Here we have the result of this script.